recently, in some time that I was spending with God, He brought back to mind an object lesson that I've seen many times used for many different ways. One of the ways that I saw it used was back when I was in camp, and they talked about your life being a jar, and you have a resource of time. 24 hours in a day, unless you are supernaturally gifted in a way that I am not. And with 24 hours in a day and your resource of time and your attention and the things that you focus on, what do you place in your life? And when they walked through it originally with me, they talked about like school and work, things taking up big spaces in your life, these big rocks in your life, family, friends, maybe health and working out. Maybe it's video games for some people. And so there's all these big rocks in your life. And then there's smaller rocks, things that are good and bad, but that take up space and take up attention and take up heart space. So again, maybe like reading, scrolling Instagram, going for walks, whatever those other rocks are. And then there's all this like time filler stuff, some that we can control and some that we can't. So again, things like a smaller rock might be reading for you, and it all starts to shake it down and in. Again, preparing food, going to the grocery store, shopping, whatever takes your time and attention, and all of this stuff kind of settles into your life and fills it. Good, bad. And originally when this was presented to me, they said, when you meet Jesus, Jesus wants to be the cornerstone. He wants to be the focus. He wants to be the thing that your life is built around. And when your life is full, Jesus isn't something that fits into what already is. Jesus is something that we need to build our lives around. And I know for me, sometimes Jesus is in there, and then things start to come in, and Jesus, like in a farmer's field, wiggles his way to the top. And sometimes I realize, oh, are you even in this? Did I move you out of the way, Jesus? And when God brought this to mind, I felt like He was saying in this season of COVID, when things stopped, came to a screeching halt in March, it was this moment that God, for many of us, probably felt like He did this. And we were confronted with all of this space, things that we had been putting our time and energy in, like work and school, going to the gym, getting together with friends, going to restaurants, whatever it was stopped. And we were unable to do that anymore. And I feel like when I've been praying lately, I've been praying, God, would you help me put things back into my life positioned around you? It was a moment where I again went, God, I want you to be the center. I want you to be the rock that fills my life. And all the other stuff gets to be stuff that is built and put in around you. And so maybe He's taken something like work that was so huge before, and now you go, I don't know how that works with God as the center. And He goes, I'm actually going to reshape it. It's going to look different. Same thing, but now with me, I can actually shape that into something that works and fits with me. And maybe things like school look different. Maybe things that used to fit, you go, you know what? Is this really important? Is this something that I was giving too much time and attention to? So practicality-wise, when I look at my kids' schedules now, my own schedule, I go, I was spending a lot of time doing that. Is that something that I want to do? Or were there things that I wished that I could do that were focused on my identity, that were focused on who God created me to be, that were focused on my relationship with God, that I actually want to give priority to now? So my prayer for all of us as we enter back into life, the world as we know it or knew it, things opening up, programs being able to be registered for again, kids being able to be signed up for things, although yes, they all look different. I find myself stopping and going, is this what I want my attention and my focus to be on? They're not bad, and some of them are going to fit in. That doesn't mean I stop everything. But it has made me stop and think, what are my priorities now that I have had everything stop and dumped out? Jesus, what do I want to put back into my life? What do you want me to put back into my life so that you remain the focus? God, would you help us choose well for ourselves, for our families, for our kids, for each other, for our church. God, most of all for you, because I want you to continue to be the biggest rock in my life, the biggest thing that I give attention to and focus to. I want everything else to fit around it, and if it doesn't, God, I lay it out before you again. I take it again, and I dump it out, and I go, help me do this so that you're my cornerstone. You're the thing that I'm fixed on.